got into an argument with one of our friends the other day. I feel like we've talked about this in the podcast before, but actually maybe we haven't because now I'm embarrassed to say. But I sit while I pee. Is that weird?
We have talked about it. I don't think it's that weird as an older guy.
Cool. Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty tired most of the time.
I sit while I pee, and I don't think there's any problem with it at all. I never sit when I pee when I'm at somebody else's house. But when I'm at my own house, like, I want to be sitting.
I'm sure it's, like, fine for you to sit when you pee. Like, who cares? You do whatever you want in the bathroom. But it, like, when I think about it, because when I think of a guy peeing, I think of them standing up, you know? But when you sit down, it's, like, weirdly reversed. So it's, like, I think of when a girl pees, if I was peeing standing up, that would be kind of weird.
Yeah, Natalie, it's completely different.
Cleanliness
I just don't think that's
sitting down is much better.
Yeah, like
the floor. Remember when I peed all over your bed? I've been sitting down at your house ever since. Yeah, I sit in my house too. I don't stand anymore unless I'm
Wait, why'd you pee on the floor? You just panicked?
Well, there was like an emergency and you were running out. Everybody was running out, and I was like, I better pee because we don't know if we're gonna be back. And everyone was screaming at me like, Jay, and I just went in and I pulled my pants down and
it was dark in the bathroom?
No, the lights were on. It was well lit. It just went everywhere.
Bro, that's such old fucking person shit. That's so weird.
Do you stay long on sitting down? You're not supposed to do that. You don't sit there and read.
Every time I go to the bathroom, for no matter what it is, I tell myself, I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy this one, and I'm gonna sit here as long as I can. I fucking shit you not.
Nice.
Every time I go, I'm like, I have my phone. I'm just gonna sit here, and I'm just kind of like gonna have a moment. But every time I fucking finish, I'm done. I gotta go. Like, why am I still sitting here? This is disgusting.
Right.
Do you ever get that? Do you ever plan on making a bigger day at the bathroom and then it gets shorter? Why is that so funny?
You got an umbrella, a sunscreen, magazines, little picnic.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. Well, I sit in my car after I work out.
It is kind of similar.
And I just sit there.
It is
and
kind
you know
of
what it is?
Like
It's procrastination.
We're talking at the same time.
I thought I was talking.
Just like battling, like who can finish the sentence.
Yeah,
it is
it's pretty kind of weird.
But that's what like going to
for
the
my
beach,
thing with
like
me
when you pee.
is that I can't really sit down when
Another thing I was thinking about, super unrelated to peeing. Maybe you don't remember this, but Nat, do you remember this? Do you remember like when you would walk into a classroom and you were like a freshman in high school, but your teacher also taught like the senior class, and you'd walk in and you'd see things at the back of the classroom and you're like, oh my god, what is that? Or like maybe you'd be scared and the teacher would be like, oh, don't worry, that's for my physics class, 8th period.
Like,
and you'd be like, ooh, yeah. Like that. I don't know why, but that's such a random feeling.
Why wouldn't I experience that? I was a freshman once.
I know.
I've looked in on senior classes.
But every time I like reference anything from like high school or college days, you just like fucking have no idea what's going on.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you've never sat in a classroom.
It's because I forgot everything. Blacked it all out.
There you go. Speaking of high school, I remember David. Well, actually, I think this might have been like at the end of senior year, like the summer out of senior year. So everyone's like out partying, doing random stuff, right? And David never went to parties in high school in general. So
I didn't get invited.
You did get invited, but David wouldn't go anywhere unless John, Alex, and Mike could all go as well.
Oh yeah, that fucking bummed me out. Like I feel like I was on the cusp of like I was kind of like divergent. So like
you just hung out with everybody.
Yeah, so I hung out with like everybody, but like my friends wouldn't be invited to certain parties, and I was like, I'm not fucking.
You were
going.
on the cusp of being cool.
Yes, yeah. Like definitely, no one would ever be like he's popular, but they'd be like, when you ask about me, you'd go, I know David.
Yeah.
That's what you'd say. you go, yeah, I know. That's what you'd say. But he would.
What a horrible thing to say. I know. It's him around. What about him?
Can't come to the party with those fucking idiots. But yeah. So I wouldn't. And it was weird bringing 3 guys to a party. Like no one ever liked.
Vernon Hills is you're making it sound like it's like L.A.
No,
you can't bring dudes to a party in Vernon Hills?
Isn't that kind of like...
That's just high school in general.
No dudes. Like, too many dudes.
Unless you're, like, friends of the guys. Like, no new dudes. No secondary friend groups of dudes can come in. Like, that's just fucked up.
If a dude is having a party, it's his guy friends and whatever girls they want to bring.
And trust me, if me, Alex, and John and Mike all went to a party, we'd throw that vibe off real quick. What happened there?
But I remember we went to this party, and David was like, hey, you want to hang out tonight or whatever? And so I, was like, sure. And he came over. I was literally in pajamas, like, nothing, whatever. Just thought we were going to be, like, sitting in the cars, driving around the neighborhood, having a little good time. No, that's not what David had in mind. Like, he got some, like, text to go to some party in, like, bumblefuck nowhere.
Yeah, it was far.
And we pull up to this party. We don't know a single person there. I don't even think you know the person that sent you the address. But we went. It was someone's birthday, and they were also going to the military. It was their going away party, and we showed up. I don't even think we knew
It was like in
anybody.
his basement, and it was like a high school party. It was like 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and like 20-year-olds. It was like the weirdest fucking mix.
And it started out totally normal. Everyone just hanging out in the basement, talking to people, whatever. And then his family comes down. There's a bunch of like little kids running around, like children, and there's people partying, like drinking alcohol, whatever. And I don't know how we found out, but then a couple minutes later or whatever, we found out that it was a trap house. Like this person's dad sold drugs out of this house.
So
Like
it was
this.
the fucking best party you could ever go to.
And I was like, okay, David, like red flag, like we should go. And he's like, no,
Well, no,
no.
that wasn't the red flag. The red flag was when the strippers walked in. This is the first time I've ever seen a stripper in my life.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
mind
18.
you,
We're like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't even know if you're 18. I think we were.
Oh yeah, I was 17.
Yeah, I would, like it was like all kids of all ages were at this fucking party. It was like Chuck E. Cheese, but with strippers. And yeah, these strippers just came down, and we were just like, "What the? I've never fucking seen. I don't think I've ever seen boobs at this point. Like this was like fucking big."
And then we're all a bunch of kids, and the strippers weren't getting paid. Like no one brought like singles with them to like pay the strippers.
Yeah, but none of us knew the strippers. I would have stopped at the bank if I knew strippers were coming. 100%.
No one knew that there was gonna be strippers there. At least we didn't. And so the strippers they were dancing for probably like 10 minutes, and they were like, "Fuck this," or whatever. And they went to the back room, and they're like, "We're not dancing anymore." So this person's
Because no one was throwing money.
no
Right.
one was
So they were
paying them.
pissed.
Yeah, this is how they're gonna make money. And the dad comes out, who is this big, scary, like drug dealing man,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Nobody's fucking leaving this place until these strippers get paid. Everybody put your cash out right now."
And he closed the fucking door
he
on
like
us.
locked us in the basement.
He locked us in the basement. He's like, "Someone's gotta pay these fucking strippers." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, and there's like a little window that's like, they're just like, "Natalie,
We gotta
that's
get
the way
out.
we gotta get out." And they're open that fucking window.
Oh my
Yeah, it
God.
was bad.
How'd you get out? You had no cash?
No, I had a 9mm in my back pocket. Just shot it into the ceiling. I'm fucking leaving. No, I don't know. People ended up paying the stripper.
Oh, you know what? And also, before the strippers came down, they confiscated everyone's cell phones too. So we didn't even have cell phones.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we couldn't, and we were like locked in this basement with strippers.
Yeah, so
until
we
they got
couldn't even
paid.
sell these strippers or like cash app these strippers. It was like, how are we supposed to
So
pay them?
crazy.
Like no one had a heads up that they were coming. They were a surprise. Like how do you pay surprise strippers at a 16-year-old's birthday party?
Good point.
Oh my God, that was the craziest. And I was like, I don't even think I went out with David after that. I was like, what did you just get me into?
Yeah, we didn't hang out a lot in high school. I feel like it was only a couple times.
When you would have a night like that was crazy, would you tell your parents what you did?
Very rarely. I like telling them like dangerous things, but like that was like not worth explaining to them. Like if I like got high,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I smoked weed, and they'd be like, no, you didn't. I remember actually the first time I told my dad I smoked weed. I think it's the only time. He goes, haha, nice try.